Hi, I'm Heather Sims, a Dallas real estate broker, and today I want to talk to you about an article I came across in House Beautiful magazine about outdated home features. I almost didn't click on it because typically those things are really nitpicky and stuff, right? But as I was actually reading through it, because I did click on it, I realized this isn't really about trends. It's about things in your home that you can do over time that either date it or don't date it, depending on what you do, right? So I pulled 5 things together from that article that I thought were especially worth paying attention to that I haven't talked a lot about on this channel. So there might be things that you consider doing over time to really keep your home updated and ready for sale if you ever want to sell it. And I want to tell you up front, this is not about changing your home to fit every current trend and that kind of thing. It's about making those strategic decisions kind of over time as you live in your home, that when you're ready to sell, it's not such a shock to the system to get it ready for those buyers and so you can sell it fast because, we all know having your house up for sale is a pain. Even I will admit that as a real estate professional. So here we go. Number 1, furniture that feels too matched. I typically call this over the years, I've called it matchy-matchy. It used to be that matching furniture sets were great. You went to the furniture store, you bought a matching set, it was all great. Felt very pulled together at the time. But today, we tend to respond better with spaces that feel a bit more relaxed and layered. When everything matches perfectly, it can actually start to feel more like a showroom, right, than a home. When you're selling your home, it can be a little bit harder for buyers to emotionally connect with the space. Here's the good news. This is not something you need to go out and replace. This is really about presentation. And actually, this is what we do during the staging process that can provide a really big difference to your home. When we come in, we're not bringing in all brand new furniture and starting from scratch. We're using your pieces, right? We're reworking things. We move items around, sometimes removing a few things, layering in updated elements like art, pillows, or accessories. That's what helps break up that matchy-matchy look. It makes the space feel more current and it makes it feel more lived in a good way. And those small shifts for buyers, if you have your home for sale, it can make them walk in and say, okay, I could live here. I feel like I could live here. So if you're living in your home, break up those matching pieces you bought years ago, move them into different spaces, into different rooms, and let each piece kind of stand on its own a little bit. It can completely change how your home feels without spending money or really without too much effort at all. Call over some friends, have some wine, get them to help you redesign your space a little bit, right? Sounds fun. It's a fun night. Let's move some furniture around and have some wine. I like it. Number 2, heavy or dark window treatments. Drapes, balances, layered window coverings. These used to be really popular and they can still be beautiful, but they can also make a home feel dark and small. Today's buyers really gravitate toward light and openness. I actually had a situation like this with one of my listings. I was helping a client's parents' home get ready for sale. They had these really heavy custom drapes in the living room, dark blue, really substantial. And honestly, they were probably great for living because they blocked out the sunlight really well. But they were not good for showing or selling because they blocked out the sunlight really well. So my stager asked if we could take them down, and my seller was like, yes, please. I've always hated them. That was her daughter. I've always hated them. They make everything feel so dark. Well, they were installed, like not coming down easily. So my stager ended up actually cutting them down, and she took a video of it, and the internet went crazy. The internet had a moment. People were like, those were expensive. Those were custom. They were made for that house. And all of that was true. But removing them, seriously, completely transformed that room. It went from feeling heavy and dark to bright and open. So here's kind of my takeaway in all this. If you love heavier drapes for living, which I totally get, just make sure they're installed in a way that they can fully open, like all the way open, so you can let in as much natural light as possible. I actually personally have blackout curtains in my own living room, and I keep them open most of the day. And then we close them in the evening when we want to watch TV or at night when we don't want to feel like we're in a fishbowl. It's not about like what you have. It feels, you want the space to be open and bright. And if those window treatments aren't letting light in, it could actually have a big and usually negative effect on the room. Okay, number 3, mismatched flooring. I have talked about this a little bit on this channel, but not too much. But this is one I get a lot of comments about from buyers when we're walking through homes. When you walk in, you can see 5 different types of flooring all at once. Bedroom, living room, kitchen, tile is in one, wood in the other, carpet somewhere else. What usually happened is over time, things got updated in pieces, right? Makes total sense when you're living in a home. But to a buyer walking in, it can feel really disjointed and kind of hodgepodge, which is a very technical real estate term. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with that. It just can make the home feel less cohesive and sometimes a little less updated overall. So here's the thing, is if you're thinking about updating flooring at some point, my best advice is to think about it as a whole plan, not just one room at a time. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to do everything all at once, but at least choose something that can flow into other areas over time and that maybe you can find when you're ready to do another space. Try to keep your living spaces consistent when you can. That's where buyers really notice it. And if you're not sure which direction to go, this is one of those things that's really worth talking through before you start. I'm always happy to give advice on updates and stuff for homes, because once a flooring is in, it's a lot harder and a lot more expensive to go back and fix that lack of continuity later. Number 4, personalized or themed decor. Things like word art and stuff like that can make a home feel very personal, which is great when you're living there. But when selling, buyers are trying to picture their life in the home, and too much personalization can make that a little harder. Word art is a big one here. Definitely a time when you saw all those sort of Hobby Lobby signs, but now it reads a little early 2000s. I had a client one time, it was French. She had a French saying over her primary bed. And I'm just gonna give a quick disclaimer here as a little slight PG-13 moment. The saying translated to "come on baby, light my fire." And honestly, that one made me laugh. It felt like a funny little inside joke, and it worked for them. So word art in that way could be good. But the more generic word art that we've all seen 100 times, that's where it can really start to feel dated and boring. So if you're thinking about preparing your home for market, I would swap those out for something like a simple canvas art or neutral prints, maybe even something with a little texture. It just feels a little more current, a little more elevated. It helps buyers focus on the home and not sort of the words on the wall. Number 5, kitchens that feel visually busy. This is a big one. Kitchens are huge. Things like darker cabinetry, heavy granite patterns, ornate details in the tiles. Compared to newer homes, those can feel like really visually full. Kitchens are one of those first spaces that buyers focus on. I've talked a lot about kitchens on my YouTube channel, so I won't go too deep into this here. But one quick thing I'll say, backsplash is a big deal. It's actually one of the easiest things to change out. So especially if you've got like a really busy swirly granite, a multicolored backsplash on top of that is no bueno. It's not good. You can do that, but it's not great for selling. It just becomes a lot visually for selling. So simplifying one of those elements, like updating the backsplash to something cleaner, can make the entire kitchen feel more current without like a big full renovation and spending a bunch of money. Okay. That's all I got for this. What'd you think about those house beautiful ideas for things that are outdated? I thought it was pretty good overall. Did any surprise you at all? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And here's really the takeaway. You don't need to completely update your home to sell it. Understanding what today's buyers are reacting to and seeing can help make those small intentional changes that can have a big impact. So if you've been in your home for a while and you're starting to think about selling, and what that might look like, I'm always happy to walk through it with you, point out what's worth updating and what's not, because not everything is. Love to be a resource for you, and thank you, as always, for watching my video today, and I hope you subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and I hope to see you next week on another edition of All Things Real Estate. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.